Hi, I am Francisco Rodriguez. I'm going to try to paint this miniature in less than an hour. And this miniature was provided by Ministres shop. Um, we are going to use the contrast method. The contrast method consists in apply all the basis contrast at the first time, then metallics and normal pictures, then shades, and then details. At the end, we are going to paint the base. You should use a brush of the number 2. This is a fast painting method. Let's go. We are going to paint that. In order to prime, we are going to use Citadel color with scar. This is the base color where our contrast will be painted above. Okay, so we do that at open air. We shake for 2 minutes. It was shaken before, okay, but you have to do that for 2 minutes, and we open, and we do at this distance of 20-30 centimeters. Pushing for half a second. We do that in the whole miniature. This is important not to cover a lot the miniature, in order to cover the details. It's enough with, and it's better less white than much white. Now we have primed the miniature. We are going first of all to paint the skin. First of all, I want to apologize about my rude English. Sure, I will do some mistakes. So first, we use agarose dunes. We shake, open the bottle, and we check our paint with our brush. This cleaner for before. I will show how to clean the brush, and I use a lot of contrast in the skin. I'm not fair about painting in other tones because I'm going to cover the possible mistakes with the normal paints. And if we do a mistake in a zone with contrast, we only should to use the same color than the primer, the white scar. So I am generous. Sorry if I meant some term in English. I paint another hand Later we'll do the details, so I'm not fair covering nails and details like that. We try not to give any white, and for example for the head, for the face, if I need more details, I put the brush in this position. I do the ears. Later we'll do the eyes, and I will show you how to do the eyes. I do the other hand. And in this part, I have painted that accidentally, but it doesn't care because we are going to use a metallic color. So it doesn't mind. Now the shoulder. I painted some hair, doesn't care. And the legs. I use a lot of contrast. It doesn't care that I cover the nails, because we are going to paint above later. We are finishing with the first color. I know that we have 20 colors, but this is the predominant color, the color of the skin. So doesn't fair. We are going to take only 1 hour to paint the whole miniature. We are not looking for a high or professional painting. We want a tabletop level, but with great quality at the less time possible. Okay, the other leg, this feet have some errors of printing the supports. No problem. I remove them and then I paint. Okay. So now all the skin is done. I close the bottle. music for me is important. It helps me to focus. Now we are going to do another base color. I clean my brush, I dry in a paper. When I don't see color, I go to the next color. Click camo for the dress. I open the bottle, I check my brush, and I use directly in my dress. I don't paint the belt. We will do that without another color, but I don't prefer and not fair to paint that because we are going to use the Murphan brown. This is a base color, and we can if we paint that, we can undo the mistake. So I paint all the dress with the kid camo. This is a military green. I like that. Okay. I don't mind to move the handle in order to find out the best angle. Oh, we have done another color. I clean my brush and let's go with the next color. Wildwood for the wool. I open it, I check my brush, and here we go with the brown. It doesn't mind if I paint another part because we are going to use metallics in the axe, and if I need to be more precise, if I need precision, I put the brush in this position. Okay, we are going to do this detail in the shoulder. And we'll add more deep to the wood parts with Agrax. This is a shade, and highlight with a dye bush with a Venablade brown, and we show you the dry bush technique. Okay, we are going to do more wildwood in these details. I don't paint the leather part because we are going to do with a specific contrast for leather. I have here a mistake, so I cover that. Here we use wildwood too. If I need to be precise, if I need more precision, put the brush pointing directly to the miniature. I clean my brush up softly. And now we are going to the leader. With a snake bite leader, I check my boat, I open that, and we are going to paint the bag and the belt. I have forgiven, I have forbidden this painting this of green with the acrylic camo, no problem. I go back and I paint with this. Nobody is seeing, nobody are saying out, so it's not a problem. I go with the kid camo another time, and I paint these clothes. Okay. I go back to the snake bite leader. I paint this part with precision. Because it's leader too. So close water, I clean my brush. So right now we have skin, clothes, and bull painted. Now, if you are seeing that, you can see that we are from the inside of the miniature to the outside. So it's a turn to paint of white this part and this part, but can be mixed with the contrast that is not dried by now. So we are going to paint the red hair. Then we'll apply our white. Red, I use with any red for the hair. I open the bottle, I check my brush, and I try to be precise. I don't know how to say that. For my precision, I put the brush in this position. I try not to paint the face. And I don't hesitate to put the handle in the best angle for me. Nobody is seeing that. This is part of the hair. I check my brush. I know that I have a detail here, metallic, no problem. I paint with red, and then we use metallics, so we will cover this red. I need more precision. Okay, so the hair is done because we are going to do at white the part below the horns. Okay, so we have done the red. I clean my brush. I dry that. So we only need to paint the white part. White color, the pigment is very difficult to mix, so we need to shake a lot. Shake it. White color is very good color. I check my brush and I use in this detail. I use a lot of contrast here. I paint this part carefully because I don't want to mix with the red. If you are sure about mixing contrast, you only have to wait between colors in order to be dried, or you can use a hair dryer. We will use that with the shades because I hadn't any mistake or a great mistake by now. If you're not sure, only dry with the hair dryer. Okay. So when I close my bottle, and we are going to use the last base contrast color, skeleton order. For the horns, we check it, I open it, I check my brush, and I paint the horns. As you can see, the skeleton order is a color very similar to a Dune, but we are going to use a white dry brush in the horns, and will be finished very different. Okay, I try not to let any white, and we have finished using contrast. I clean my brush softly, and now we are going to use the metallics. We will have to wait 20 minutes in order to dry the contrast, all the contrast, but we are going to use a hair dryer. This is a hair dryer, and at this distance, 20-30 centimeters, we use that rolling the miniature but not for a long time, okay? Well, I have taken into account that I have done a mistake in the snakeback leader. I check and I paint that. Well, all the miniature is painted with the bases. Now we are going to use the metallic. First of is we are going to use the iron hand steel for the axe, and the details this color. I open the bottle. We should use another brush, but this brush is old, but it's good to use another brush and another water when we use metallics, but we are not going to do that. It's a great surface, so I paint that quickly. I try not to give any white. And we check that we have painted all the eggs. I have painted that, and now I need more precision. So I put the brush in this position. Okay. Okay. So we have painted the steel. We go to another metallic. I clean my brush. I dry it. Now we go with the retributor armor. I will use that in this detail. Okay, I need more precision. And I take my time. Try not to give whites. I check the detail. And it's complete. Now we have a detail in the nose. I use the same color, and I try to be precise. I think that is the term. Okay. I clean my brush. I dry softly. I close the bottle. And now I don't like the difference between the bag and the bird, I'm going to do the bird with a Morphin Brown. So I check it. And I paint above. Not a problem. We are going to use Agrax as a shade for this brown. So I paint the bird above. In order more to differentiate the bird from the skin. Okay. We have done the bird. And we are at the middle of the miniature. I clean my brush. And now we need to ensure that the paint of the colors are dried. So because we are going to use the shades, we need to use the hair dryer. Okay. Now is when our miniature is going to gain deepness. First of all, null oil for the steel. I use a lot of null oil in the axe. Now in all the axe. In all the steel. And we are going to dry with a hair dryer between shades. We have 3 shades. This is the first one, the null oil. Okay. I close the bottle. I clean my brush. And I use the hair dryer. Well, more or less. We are going with the Agrax hair shade. We check it. We open the bottle, and we are going to use that in the belt and wheel. And with the wheel wood in the bowl. We can use that to to in the leader. But if you paint with a base, you need to use a shade. Using that in a contrast is optional. I like the effect of these agrax in the wood parts, so I use that. But feel free not using that in the wood. I use that in the eggs too, and we have finally with the shade. Okay, can use in the back too. This is not an exact science, so if you feel inspiration, use that. Okay. I clean my brush. And now, finally, we're going to use the last shade, Ray Lamprey shade. I open bottle, and we use the Retributor armor in this detail. In order to give deepness, and in the nose detail. Okay. I clean my brush, and now we are going to start with the dye brush technique. So we need to dry the miniature. I use my hair dryer. It's a very difficult word. We are going to use the dry brush. Now, I use the dry paper. I know I use for the dry brush technique or an old brush or a specific dry brush. This is from a painter or another mark. Okay, so now we are going to use white scar. I check it. For the horns, I put some paint in the dry brush. I dry that, and we use that when we have a little of white. Now we have a little, not too much, and we use in the horns. Okay, so now you can see that The horns are different from the skin. Good. Now we are going to use Venablade Brown to do the same in the wood. I open it. I put some paint in the dry brush and I dry that. When I have a little of brown, I use that at the boot part. Okay, this part, the more difficult part, okay, and index. We should use different brush for the dry brush, but I'm going from clear color for more powerful color, so it's not a problem. I dry my brush, and this brush never is cleaned directly in water. At the end we clean this with soap and water. Now we are going to use Torres Layer Orange for the hair. I check it. I put some paint on my brush. I dry it. I check that I don't have too orange. That's good. And I use that in the hair. Okay. You say in the hair. This brush is to use it, so we are going to use this brush, this old brush, to give an energy aura to the axe. For this I use Pajarot Blue. I check it, I open, I put the color in my old brush, I discharge this, I check that I don't have too much, and I use this index. See the details. If you don't like that, simply don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. And now, for the last detail, we are going to use a technical, a blood for the blood god. We check it out. We are going to put some blood. This miniature. I use the same brush and I put the brush in this position. We can do that but by now I think that is enough. Okay, now we have finished our Minotaur. I'm not going to do more dry brush, so I can clean this old brush, and we have to do the details. We are going to start with this one at Retributor Armor. This is a detail, but we can use a shade later for the Retributor Armor, not a problem. And we are going to do the nails. As you can see, it's not a problem to paint the base because we are going to cover with a technical before later. So I take white scar and I paint the nails. One, two, three, 4. This is for foot, for feet. And for hands. 1, 2, 3. Here. Okay. Clean my brush. And then when the white is dried, we are going to use a shade, a Raylan fresh shade for the nails. Another detail, the eyes. With the Troll Slayer orange, I check it. I open the bottle and I use a brush, a fine brush. I use a little of orange and I try to be more precise as I can. We only need to do a point. Okay? Clean this brush. Close the bottle. And now, to ensure that the white is dried, we are going to use the hair dryer. Okay. Now, Raylan fresh shade for the nails. I check my brush, and I use that in nails. Firstly for feet, and then for hands. Okay, so I clean my brush. We have finished the miniature. Now we are going to do the base. We use a technical Armageddon dust. I check it and I use in the base. This is very personal. You can use grass or something like that. We use for the technical an old brush. We have applied our technical. We try not to paint all the base, and I clean my brush. I dry it. And now this is very, very personal too. I like Abaddon Black. Check it for the sides of the base. Secret surface. So I put the brush in this position. And it's a line, so in order to paint that, we can move the handle and we have the base done. Okay, so I clean my brush. Black is very powerful color, so need to clean very well. Okay, now we are going to use an Agrax air shade in the base. We need to wait 20, half an hour, minute, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but we are going to use the high dryer. We have dried the base with a gray line. I have noticed that we didn't use this in this detail, so I use it now. Okay, I clean it. And with the Agra air shade, we paint the base. I use a lot of Agra air shade. Okay, and now clean my brush and I dry it with a hair dryer. And finally we add some details like stones with wet glue. I have to say that I use 3 lights to paint in order to avoid shadows in the figure. But at the first time you are going to take a brush, you only need 1 light. Put here. And we take a stone like this. And only have to put directly in the base. You can put a tuft like this with the same glue. Sorry for the cut. I have to cut the video. This is the tuft thing put directly in the base, and this is the end. We have spent 1 hour painting that. I hope you have enjoyed it. Sorry for my English mistakes that I swear I have done. Have a great time.